The all-new Honda HR-V, the mini SUV today on Autogefühl, your number one resource for in-depth car reviews and your number one community to discuss cars with Thomas, with a special Frankfurt Motor Show episode. About 4 meters and 30 is the length of this car here, and it shall actually continues the success of the bigger brother, the CR-V, which is the most sold SUV worldwide at the moment. Will this one be the most sold mini SUV worldwide? Well, we don't know yet, but it will be very exciting actually. Car will in Germany start about 25,000 euros, so it's actually not that expensive here. And what we can see here is that the car is really already compact just from the design from the outside, and it's not that long. Then we got a completely new Honda front, and what is kind of stayed the remain, that we got the headlights which start here and then go around all the way to the other side. It kind of, just from design wise, one straight unit is formed. However, although the car is very small, it is kind of big from the front. You see also quite of steep here and, well, negative to say a little bit bulky. On the positive side, it's maybe aggressive. But you see this Honda front is always a little bit smiling, so that takes away this aggression just a little bit. I want to hear your comments about it, also what you think about the design in comparison to the CR-V, to the bigger brother. But, you know, in general, you can see that there is some resemblance and that the model lineup all stays a little bit equal. And here you can see it. Here in this case, the blue one, not the white one anymore. The HR-V, the small model, the small SUV. And then the compact SUV, the CR-V, in the background. You see, they got some resemblance there in the front. So they really look like a family. In the side profile, we still got this kind of boxy design, however a little bit slightly falling roofline, and also this design line below the handlebars goes up here, and that adds to the, well, a little bit of kind of dynamic. But however, you see the basic SUV form is definitely kept with this car, and I think the designers also could play around a little. So it's, you know, especially that this curve here going inside, they could do a little bit with the car, so not too conservative this design, because, you know, formerly Honda used to have a lot of conservative designs, but, you know, with the new Civic this all changed, and so this one here is also a little bit more daring than already from the side profile. And finally the rear here, taillights go in this sharp direction, and I think this car offers some kind of design mix. It's not a real calm design, and I think I would prefer it when they would have made it a little bit calmer, because we see so many different design elements here on some different angles. But what's your opinion on that one? Now let's get inside. And you know, Honda was actually famous for that. Don't build these high-class interiors, but very functional. And they remain quite of low in the price, and that is very important, that you get a functional interior and very easy interior for a quite of low price. And we got a new steering wheel and a completely new middle console here. This one is actually quite of interest because everything is kind of clean. Got rid of all the buttons, and this one will be all done with the touchscreen here. I'm not sure we can activate it actually. So everything is kind of clean here, a little bit dusty now, but you know, you have to clean it anyway. So you do everything with this touchscreen here. I haven't seen it before actually, also seeing it for the first time here now, this touchscreen, but I can soon take another look at it when it loads. The steering wheel actually does remind you from the quality a little bit of the CR-V, the seating position itself. I mean, we're in a car that is kind of the compact class segment, 4 meters 30, so, but already due to this high seating position, even as a tall person, it feels quite of spacious. And that's the same, for example, I comment on the Mazda CX-3, that they're a car which is on the outside still quite small, already offers you a lot of space on the inside because you also have this height. And that will also make this car so successful. This segment here, the mini SUV segment, for example in Europe and also in Germany, is the most surging segment at the moment. The seating position is, I think, kind of comfortable so far. So that is really this advantage that you already feel quite comfortable even in a tall person when you're in this SUV best building style. Then, well, the middle console here again, from this kind of perspective, I think, well, you always have to have microfiber tissue here to wipe it clean, otherwise it will get dirty. But then let's take a look at the GPS and stuff. And this is really completely new. And you see the reaction times are already faster, and you can also zoom in and out. Yeah, reaction time is actually quite okay. They have also improved that one. And it seems like it would be kind of easy, this kind of app style, and quite intuitive. So this one is actually promising because the stuff we've seen so far from Honda here with the infotainment was really catastrophic. We couldn't use it really at all. It was so old, everything, and really weird to use. But this one actually looks at least state of the art now. And some more shots from a driver perspective here. I think the build quality is actually quite fine. Of course, it's not high class, but for example here, some fabric cloth on the inside of the doors. It's a very great idea. Doesn't cost so much money, but already adds to this very comfortable feeling in here. And I think what I've mentioned initially, it's a really functional car. Not a great high class, but it looks actually solidly built. We check the rear compartment. By the way, you know it maybe from the Alfa Romeo Giulietta or from the 147 already, this kind of system here that you can open that so you don't have any door handle right here. That's the secret actually. So, and here we can actually see the limits of the car, not in kind of knee space. That's really fine. I mean, and still, I have to stress the length 4.29 meters and still got a lot of knee space. That's really genius. However, the headspace, there it ends here for me with 1.86 meters because we have the panoramic roof in here. So if you want to travel with tall persons in the back, don't go with the panoramic roof on the Honda HR-V because that one won't fit. What is on the good side again, that we sit quite upright here, better than in a sedan. So you really have kind of a small car, but already kind of have a better seating comfort than in some really large middle-class sedans or something like that. And that is really surprising here. I think this one will also make this car extremely successful because with a solid build quality, very good usage of the space we have, still quite small on the outside and at a relatively low price. And finally the trunk. And I mean, look at that. Huge, just huge. Again, for such a small car. They really used all of the space they got here, and that's kind of really impressive, I think. And I can just conclude again, this car will be one of the most successful that's standing here on the Frankfurt Motor Show maybe. So it's not the most spectacular, however, not a very huge premiere here on the show. But I can promise you, when we drive this car next year, I think we'll get to the same conclusion that this one will be Honda's next bestseller.